welcome back to Tiara Speaks, your foundation of growth and the place where we always dare, live, and be. That is, dare to be different, live to inspire, and be who you are. I am your host, Tiara Armin, and in today's episode, we have podcaster and videographer Nico the Great joining us to kind of chop it up a little bit and talk about our fears in the community. Because y'all remember our theme for this season is community, so yes, there are fears in the community, and we got to talk about them a little bit. And y'all know he gonna have to let us know what's going on with him and Ethnic Issue More, and he got a few new things going on, but we'll talk about that later. Now, if you are new to the family and you're just joining us in our Tiara Speaks family, guess what? We are happy to have you. Thanks for coming, but we got to keep you up on all the things that we have going on. So make sure that you like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Oh, and guess what? Y'all watching us on YouTube, brand new platform. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Also subscribe to our website at www.tiaraarmin.com, because like I said, we got to keep you up on all things new. Now, as always, make sure that y'all grab y'all pens and y'all notebooks, poster board, markers, crayons, color pencils, whatever it is that you need to take all of your notes, because trust me, Nico the Great is going to drop some gems that you want to make sure that you keep up with right after this.
I just like the sound of it.
Welcome back, y'all. And as y'all see, I got my brother with me, Nico the Great. What's going on? Welcome to the show.
Man, I'm glad to be here. How are you?
You know, but I'm good.
I'm glad to hear that, man.
I'm good.
I'm glad to see it, all of that, prospering. Got the show going. Yeah, let's do it.
You know, glad to see you. How are you, though? Like, how are you really doing?
I'm like on a scale of 1 to 10, depending on what day it is. I'm like a smooth 6 today. It's because I'm sleepy. I'm a little hungry.
Okay.
But generally, I'm doing pretty good. Like, I'm good in the spirit. So as long as I keep that up, then the rest of me, I'll wake up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot of people that don't get to do that. So I appreciate that part of life.
Facts. You know, when in today's life, a lot of us don't get to do that.
Yeah.
So shout out to God. Thank you for waking us up today.
Gotta appreciate the small things.
Yes. And every day. So listen, Nico the Great. Everybody know you as the host of Ethnic Issue More, but your little sister over here want to really know, or a little big sister want to really know, who is Alexander, the person behind Nico the Great, Ethnic Issue More? Because, you know, our audience, our family, you know, we kind of got to know where we came from.
Gotta let them know. Well, Alexander, which is like, that's my name that's rarely used. It's only people that like newly meet me on Facebook that call me that, and another set of people, but we ain't gonna put that on the show.
Okay, all right.
But I'm a father.
Hey.
I got an 11-year-old son named Sean.
Shout out to Sean.
That's really Alexander. Just a man, navigating through life, figuring out as I go. Creator, of course, of Ethnic Issue More, which is a podcasting platform. I'll say it's got comedic banter with a hint of black culture.
Comedic banter.
Yeah, somebody wrote that out for me one time. I thought it was some good word. I was like, oh, you a bad motherfucker saying that. But
all right.
It's just really, I mean, our show is about everything positive that we try to find within the black community with a hint of laughter.
Okay.
So we talk about different topics. We have all types of guests. You've been a guest on the show.
I have. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, man. That's what we try to give an experience. Now we're about to switch up the experience.
Of course.
Because this Wednesday is actually my last episode in that location.
Okay.
So
we're growing.
Growing.
Grow.
Yeah. And I took the time to invest in the equipment. Me and my co-host AD, shout out to Past Master.
Hey.
So we invested in our own Rodecaster Pro, the headphones, the mics, the stands.
Yeah.
And now just to kind of double promo ourselves, we got one of our Masonic brothers owns a barbershop.
Okay.
So now we're going to start setting up and shooting in there.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
So new location.
New location.
New background. New
background,
vibe.
everything.
New environment. New equipment.
Look, and that's the big thing. The background is my main focus of switching, just because, and I love, shout out to My City, My Music, I love them, but I just wanted to finally have my show differentiate from all the other shows that was a part of.
Okay.
And with us all being half of us in one building, half of us in another building, there's only going to be 2 looks to the show because the equipment don't really move around unless they do a live show. Okay. So this give me a chance to, it's like starting all over without starting over. I'm starting over at episode 110.
Okay.
So I put in that work to let people know that the consistency is there.
Yeah.
But now we got another lane to move it in. So now it's opened up. If people want to, invest in that to make it a little more, put their time in it, then I'm willing to finally open up to a team to it. I've been doing a lot of things solo, from the outlines and everything, which I ain't gonna really, it's more so my fault because I've had co-hosts. But because this was my baby and my creation,
yeah, absolutely,
I didn't want to put that on nobody because if it go wrong, I'm gonna be mad at y'all for messing up what I want and how I want it to go. Absolutely. So I just tell people, if you got a part to it, give me your part. I put it together. I'll put it out there. I just need you to show up and have fun, and we're gonna go from there.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. Y'all know Tierra Speaks is all about growth. We talking about the 110th episode. We talking about doing things differently and having a team versus doing things ourselves. So, we talking about community, but let's talk about this team, because what have been the challenges with you deciding I'm not going to do it all myself? Now I'm going to work with a team. I know it ain't been easy, so let's talk about this.
It's still hard because essentially I'm still a solo person doing it. But now I'm more willing to get that help because I'll be burnt out. And you don't think you burnt out for something you only do once a week. Yeah. But a lot goes into that. Outside of my regular life that I got to keep going with, just podcasting, being a daddy, just making money, I got to still stay on current events. I got to still do all this work. I got to reach out to different people to make guests. Yeah. So like the month of February, we took off from really having guests. Okay. We had a couple of them, but it was just really more so group guests centered around how the episode went. Okay. But I tried not to bring people, book them, because I was I was kind of tired of it. Not saying I ain't want them, but it's a blessing to know by my 100th episode.
It's a lot. It is.
And you gotta make sure they got all the info they need. Yeah. Make sure you posting stuff at the right time. Make sure you got all the promotional content they need. Yeah. And then really a lot of people don't promote the way you want them to. And it's like, damn, I'm putting all this effort into this, and it's only me doing the promo, but this really ain't for me. This is for you. Because regardless if you was on the show or not, I was going to have this episode. Yeah. So it's just, I'm just ready to kind of just be able to show up.
And not have to do push so buttons. Much. And that's, that's the thing though. People don't realize, listen, if you want a podcast, if you have a podcast, it's the same thing as being an entrepreneur. Y'all, it's work.
It's work.
And when I say it's work, it's work. And then, like you said, when you throw in all the other dynamics of your life, it just adds to it. And it's hard. It's not easy at all. But since we talking about bringing in new people, adding new people to the community, because at the Ethnic Ishimura is its own community. So we bringing in new community members and everything. We got to talk about some of those fears just within the community as a whole. And we'll jump into that right after this.
What's good? It's your boy Nico the Great, host of Ethnic Ish and More. Make sure you tap in with us every Wednesday from 8:30 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have an array of different guests. Man, we keeping the culture going for the black community with a hint of laughter. So make sure you always tap in with us. Also, catch me on the video side, man. I'm doing commercials, we doing events, I'm doing music videos, whatever you need. Ethnic Ish and More TV has you for your video needs. So So give us a call at 630-669-0146. And you can also get at us on the web at ethnicishandmore.com or email us at ethnicishandmore@gmail.com, and we'll get you straight together. It's your boy, and I'm out.
Hey y'all, welcome back. Now listen, y'all been taking these little gems he been dropping a little bit, letting y'all know what's going on with Nico the Great, Ethnic-ish and more. Cause y'all know he been dropping a little bit.
Drop a little razzle dazzle every once in a while.
Little razzle dazzle.
Try to do me every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Every other day, I'll try to drop a gem. Them days in between, I'll just be trying to build myself up.
Okay.
Other days for the people, though.
Okay, the other days for the people, but then every other day,
you gotta have them them gems for yourself. Work them out, then you put them out there. I don't want to just send nobody else. Tell somebody a good gem, they be like, man, you tripping? That ain't even work. I'm like, you know what? You right, because I ain't tried.
You got to try it first.
You got to try it first to make sure.
First.
It's like when your kid got food, even though you know the food good, you still need to be that first taste tester. My son be like, why you want? I'm like, because what if somebody died? Don't you want to be before you? All right, then let me try it, and then we'll see if it works. If I make it, then it's all right for you.
Y'all know what?
It's a logic. Gotta trick them.
Realistic. Y'all know we real and we realistic around here. That's a part of Nico's journey.
Yeah.
That's a part of his journey. He dead serious. And I bet you was somebody at home like, you know what? I do that too.
Everybody.
I don't feel bad about it no more.
Everybody. Candy, chips, especially in the car, you gotta pay that tax. If you gotta send a bag up here and I gotta open it,
this right here,
I need 2 to 3 chips or 2 to 3 pieces of candy before I send it back, because as long as you don't have this in your hand, you ain't figured out how to open it, I'll rip through the bag before I ask somebody.
You know what? 2 to 3 chips, 2 to 3 pieces of candy.
It's that food tax.
Y'all remember that? Did y'all write that down too?
Please
that food
do.
Tax.
Charge your kids tax. You can't charge them money yet.
You know.
But you could charge them snack tax, because they snacks be popping. You pay for them anyway. So I ain't gonna eat all 10 packs of the fruit snacks, but I'm gonna get 2 of them, because you don't need all 10 of them no way.
You know what?
Yeah.
Okay, since we talking about snack tax and we talking about community, you know, everybody used to have that favorite corner store they had going on when they was growing up, you know, back in the day when we used to have penny candy. These kids don't know nothing about penny candy no more, just so y'all know. But listen, no Nico, it is not a penny no more.
You buy a whole bag. I'm like, bro, I need 100 pieces. I'm finna give you $1. I got like 30 pieces in here. That's
you're
not
getting 100 pieces. But you know, community is different. But when I say community, what does community mean to you?
Really, a collective of people with, you would hope, have similar mindsets, but you're never going to get everybody, unless you built your community around your morals and foundation. You'll never get a community where everybody is 100% on the same mindset, like I said, unless you built it. But for the most part, we got a collective thought process where it's one thing that's going to always bring us together, no matter how we think.
Absolutely.
Man.
And see, that's the thing. I always talk about communities, but as I told y'all before, when you think of community, the first thing everybody thinks about is neighborhoods, right? But what Nico was telling y'all is your community can be your inner circle.
Yeah.
Can be your group of friends, your group of family, everybody that have some of the same likes, some of the same passions. That's your community.
And there's nothing wrong with changing communities later in life, because you grow.
Absolutely.
You tend to grow. Some people be afraid to leave where they started for their fear of, you done changed and all that. I'm like, no, I didn't change. I grew up. We not on the same stuff that we was on. We was 15, 16.
No.
If your mindset's still stuck there, but I elevated to my current age, you can't get mad that we fallen or we separated. It ain't bad blood unless we fell out. Right. But it's like, it's all love for you, but this community over here is just working more for me, and it's moving. I'm always rock with you, but until you can change your mindset a little bit, not saying you need to be thinking like me, but until I see growth in your life, I gotta move, because you start to hinder yourself with the people you associate yourself with.
Absolutely. You know what? Speaking of that, I thought of a quote the other day that if you can't help somebody, don't hinder. So if you can't help them, don't hinder them, right? And the thing about it is, we're supposed to change. We have to change. That's where your growth comes from. That's where your journey comes from. Everything is not easy. That's where some challenges are going to come from. And it's true when people say birds of a feather flock together, or make sure that your circle are a group of like-minded people. So a lot of people always go to the money situation, right? If you have a group of millionaires or wanting to be millionaires. Everybody is going to talk about the same things. Everybody is going to have the same type of work ethic or strategies, and you're going to help each other and build each other up, right? It's not going to be none of that knocking each other down. But here's the thing, everybody doesn't know that, and everybody doesn't get that, which is where fears come in the community. So when I say fears in the community, what are some things that you have seen about people being so scared to just go out into the community?
So, one, fear of rejection.
Absolutely.
People don't, especially like myself, I've built a great community here, and I'm not from here.
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't know, like, dang, you're not from St. Louis? I'm like, nah, bro, I use my college connections, and I just use the genuineness of myself to whatever community I embed myself in. We gonna grow this. Like, I'm a part of y'all now because I'm here. My son is here. He's half-blooded to this community, so it's like I gotta put in that same work. But and this ain't even a realistic situation, but it happens real life. Watching the Bel Air show brought back memories from Fresh Prince, which of course is based off it, but the episode of Trey not wanting to see Will elevate in life because he gonna go back to the neighborhood that they came from.
Absolutely.
And there's everyday people like that. It's like, damn, I would love to see you do great, but not at my expense.
Yeah.
I don't want your greatness to overshadow me. So now I want you to come back to my level. It's just like growing up where you got one person where y'all both go fill out a job application, but one get the job, the other one don't. They mad you go to the job. I was like, well, I don't want to be broke with you. We both filled out, but you mad I was qualified and you weren't.
Yeah.
So you kind of find out your real friends in them situations because it's like seeing progress, like you doing good. Anybody else I see doing good, that excites me. It pushes me to want better. But some people, it's the complete opposite, which is why we got so much death in our community.
And it is, and that's where the rejection piece comes in everything. It's not just in the community, it's within families, it's within relationships. And that's where we have to learn, like you say, to come together so that we can uplift each other and not be so upset about the other person getting a little further than us or winning versus us not at that time. It just may not be your time, and that's okay. But listen, make sure that y'all drop them gems down on y'all paper and them notebooks, because I know you got them. And when we come back after this, we're going to talk a little bit about what motivates us in the community.
You gotta say it like you mean it. Do you really, really mean it? If you do, let me hear everybody sing, yeah!
Alright, y'all. Now, as I said before, we're going to talk a little bit about what motivates us in the community. And so, Nico, for me, what motivates me to like be in the community, help in the community, give back in the community is that when I was growing up, I needed the community growing up. I needed somebody to pull me out of the things, bad things that I was doing, or even just the holes that I was kind of falling into. And for me growing up, we had places like Herbert Hoover Boys and Girls Club, Matthew Dickey's Boys and Girls Club. I was a Herbert Hoover baby. But, you know, I send her today and I will tell everybody in that building, from the janitor on up to Flint Fowler, are reasons why I'm standing here today, reasons why I'm not in jail, reasons why I'm not in the dirt. Which is why I like to give back. I like to help people and help people follow their dreams, because sometimes we all need somebody. Not even sometimes, we all need somebody.
Yeah.
You all need a mentor. You need somebody that's going to support you, somebody that's going to push you towards your potential. But for you, are those some of the same things that motivate you, or what do you think motivates our community? Because when we're talking about fears, we got to have ways to overcome them.
I mean, so that's not one of the things. Like, I'm grateful for the upbringing I had, like, with my parents. Like, one, I ain't do too much trouble. I was scared of my daddy. So he had that instilled to me. It was like, hey,
That's that old school parenting.
You act up if you want to. So I had enough reasoning in my head, like, man, I'll try it, but I'm only going to try it to an extent because I didn't want to go that route. But I kept myself, I like seeing people succeed. Absolutely. So I get to help the community in multiple ways. One, just through Ethnic Issue More and what I do with the podcast, just kind of putting light on people who wouldn't necessarily get it.
Yeah.
So I get to offer those interviews. It's a lot of people come to that show like, man, this is my first time ever being interviewed. I ain't think nobody want to talk to me. Yeah. But you never know who's watching. So to hear that, it's like, all right, man, I'm your first one. So we're going to make sure this show, so you can always, if you blow up, you can always tell people about your first interview.
Absolutely.
Like, man, Nico did this. Like, I try to support people who support me. So whether that's, I'll tell people, you ain't got to watch the show, but share something. Yeah. I don't need your monetary support all the time.
It costs nothing to share.
It takes you literally less than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Unless you got to read through the whole thing. And I'll tell people, it's people stuff, like I have people who make stuff or sell stuff on my page that I wouldn't necessarily purchase.
Yeah.
But you a black man, you a black woman, we cool. Whether I like it or not, I'll share because somebody maybe within my network be like, man, Nico. And I've had people like, hey, bro, if it weren't for you sharing this, I got a lot of business based off your shares. And I'm like, I don't need nothing from it. People don't offer stuff. I'm like, bro, I don't need nothing. I'm only going to tell you no once. After that first no, then you can present, well, let me get that.
Yeah.
But I just like seeing people win. Because eventually, me being genuine behind that is going to help me win.
Absolutely.
And then through my Masonic order, like we do a lot of stuff. We throw parties, we throw all this type of stuff, but all that money go to somebody.
Yeah.
We don't keep all that money. We raise money through the whole year just for Christmas time to go adopt 3-4 families, or just for Thanksgiving, we feed the homeless to the point where it be so many people there that we not even needed to help serve.
Yeah.
Because the community realized what we doing.
And then
everybody come out in droves and help. Like my first time helping doing it, I got to the point I was just sitting talking to a homeless man, eating with him.
Just having a conversation.
I was just there. I was a body in the building because so many people bought into what we were doing.
Yeah.
And I just like that. It's like you never know who life you're gonna change through it. You never know. I would love to see somebody 5 years down the road I interview and they be like, hey man, bro, I love to sit down with you, man, because this is where my life at now. Your interview, like, propelled me to make me feel confident in what I was doing. Yeah. That's payment enough for me. Like, that's a blessing.
And so that's the thing. People don't realize that when you look at that and you look at giving back and just the things that you do, you never really know how you're going to affect somebody or how you're going to touch somebody. So when we're talking about giving back, for all of you that don't know, shout out to Nico the Great. He just celebrated a birthday.
33, March 2nd.
But we got a question. What made you decide to celebrate your birthday and ask people to donate to another organization? I want you to tell us the name of that organization, because that's one of the things a lot of people in our community have a fear of asking for help or asking for donations. What helped you do that? What helped you get over that fear of saying, hey, we need some help, let's help them out?
So it's really not an organization name, it's my co-host. A.D. Grimes, he is I believe a junior history teacher or junior senior history teacher over at McClure North. Okay. And he's been all through the school system, but he and myself, we are both HBCU graduates.
Absolutely. So shout out to all the HBCUs.
Shout out to all of them. I graduated from Lincoln University, graduated undergrad from TSU, and then Prairie View for his master's. Okay. And then I'm just surrounded by my girlfriend at Alabama State and all my friends, like a lot of people.
So Nico trying to be funny. So we shouting out HBCUs, but we ain't finna sit here and keep shouting them all out and don't shout out the best one, Jackson State University. I love you, but you know we don't shout them. We got
one of my favorite brothers is from Jackson State, so I rocks with Jackson. I rocks with HBCUs period because they gave us a platform.
Absolutely.
Gave us our voice to be heard. But I noticed one thing. I saw him doing it 2 years ago, and I really paid more attention to it last year because we're speaking on community. Okay. He raises there's an application called the Common Black College app. It allows juniors and seniors to fill out this one application. It'll send it off to like 67 schools. Yeah. And what he does every year is raise money for his juniors and seniors to not have to pay that application cost.
That's dope.
And he's helped build me. Like, as soon as I needed a new co-host, like just people fill in, he was there. Like, and so as soon as I made it permanent, no debate, he was there. Anything I've needed assistance with in regards to anything in life, he has just been like that older brother there. So when it came time for like recently I had an issue, my car was down and transmission went out. He didn't hesitate to be like, hey man, I'll talk to the wife, you know, we got an extra car. You can use it until your car back up and running. And that's not even something I was gonna ask people to do. Even though I live with somebody with a car, it's not her responsibility to make sure I get around.
But that's your community that you're in.
And that's all it is.
That's the difference. That's the community. That's your inner circle that you're in. That's the care and the support that you get, not even asking, but the fact that you even had conversations about what you were going through, which a lot of times, in our community, we don't talk. We don't talk about the stuff that we're going through, like, at all. And all it takes is a conversation. You never know where your help or where your support is going to come from.
Agree. And so when it came time for everything started getting back in order, it came time for my brother. I had already had it a week or so of playing in my mind. And I never mentioned it to him, not one time. So I was like, man, on my birthday day before, I'm gonna make a post. I was like, hopefully I can, and I didn't get a whole bunch of money, but anything helps. But I got to watch last year him post about people donating for that. And he was able to raise like $1,200 in maybe 3-4 hours. And it was able to cover all the juniors, all the seniors at their school, to pay this, I think it's between $20 and $40 application fee.
Absolutely. They expensive.
And that's just dope because, and then to hear his story, I love hearing his stories to where he just got a student that's a senior this year who done came back to his classroom to show her 10th acceptance letter out of them that went out. And I'm like, man, I'd love to be a part of that, just in the name of Ethnic More. Because we base this off of black love for the community. Well, I can't talk about it and not be about it. So I don't care if I got to give $1 or if I can give 10, or if I can cover every student possible. I would love to always contribute to that because I know what a HBCU did for my life.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. What advice would you give someone that's sitting at home wanting to get into podcasting, wanting to help donate or get the community to come together and to help others, wanting to face their fears and step out?
Well, my favorite quote for that.
What's their favorite quote?
But it's just do that shit. Like, and what I say it because a lot of times we have 1,000 ideas in our head. We'll write them on sometimes, and a lot of people don't write them down. Write it down because manifesting through the pen is a whole lot different than through the tongue. And you get to read it over and over. Like, you start to believe. It's just like somebody writing a lie down. After a while, you start to believe that lie. So if you could do that with something negative, why you can't do it with something positive?
Absolutely.
And I always tell people, they're like, man, I want to, well, how y'all get inbox? How you starting the podcast? I just did that shit. Like, I didn't care if one person listened to every episode or 1,000. And it's just crazy. The perception of the podcast, people are like, oh man, you top tier. I'm like, I ain't nowhere near that yet. I got so much more work to do. But the fact that y'all think that means I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it was just like, man, I wanted to get into videography. I did that. Like, I wanted to change certain parts about my life. I did that. Or I'm working towards doing that. And it's just like, whatever you want to do in life, I don't care if it's something small, I don't care if nobody believe in it, do that shit. Like, just do it, put it out there, because I'd rather take a fail from trying than a fail from not even putting the effort, because once you fail from trying, you know if this is something for you or what you need to adjust. You could get told 1,000 no's, you only need one yes to get to where you're going.
That's it. And it's the lesson. It's always a lesson, and I tell people all the time, and I tell my kids, the students that I work with, and when I'm coaching, like, if you make a mistake, it's okay. It's okay to make a mistake, because guess what? We gonna make them. You're gonna continue to make them through life. But what's the lesson that you learned in that mistake that's gonna help push you to move forward? That's what you have to learn. That's what you have to get out of it, right? So now you know. We can't let you leave without asking our 3 favorite questions.
3 favorite questions.
So we gonna let you think and try to figure out what our 3 favorite questions are. But all of Tierra Speaks family, y'all know what it is. But we gonna get his reaction and see what he tell us right after this.
Thank you so very much. And I believe now, Tina is going Nico, it's your turn. It's your turn. That's the touch we each and every one of us want to feel. So when she touches you, get in the line.
Hey y'all, welcome back. Now listen, I hope you have enjoyed getting some dope gems from Nico the Great, but I know y'all want to know, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask Nico, what's up next?
Well, actually, so now that we're able to branch off with our own equipment, got 2 new podcasts that's gonna be coming soon.
Ah,
Yeah, one called Dad Joke Mafia.
okay.
It is me and 3 other brothers, and the whole basis of the podcast is telling about parents and their fatherhood through the lens of the black man.
Oh, that's gonna be dope.
Adding dad jokes in the midst to try to break up the monotony of things. And then I got another one, which is me and my co-host, the one came up with all these ideas.
Okay.
But this one is going to be called HE, which is Historically Educated. It's a podcast on HBCUs. So we're gonna dive into some stuff with HBCUs.
Yeah.
I'm a videographer, of course, so I am the videographer and social media management for Boat Rights Barbecue.
Shout out to Bo Wright.
James Boatwright, I think he actually was a security guard here. Yeah, I think so. May have been a security guard here, but yeah, he was I kind of got into that based off a video we did together. We both Masonic brothers, and my first video for one of his sponsors just went well. So now, you know, he's been on Netflix barbecue show. He's been on it's another show that's coming out on Food Network in a month or so. So now I man all that. So taking things to new heights.
Got a lot going on, but guess what? Congratulations on everything that you have going on. It's definitely going to be a success. It's already written. And you know I'm going to slide through a time or two.
Come on.
But listen, you know you can't slide through the Tierra Speak show and we don't ask you our 3 favorite questions.
Ain't nobody tell you about no 3 questions, y'all.
No, ain't nobody tell. Why would we do that?
Y'all prepare people.
Now, last I checked, you and our favorite cameraman, TC Graphics, like to throw riches in a plan.
Yeah,
So guess what?
every once in a while.
I'm going to throw one in a plan
I
too.
can take it. I can take a roll with the punches.
And I'm going to ask you 3 questions.
Okay.
I'm going to go one by one and you got to tell us what you think about when I say it.
Okay.
So you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Question number 1. When I say dare to be different, what does that mean to you?
Take yourself outside of the box place for you. So allow yourself
That's
to allow yourself that room to grow into something different. Like if you want to try with everything you want to. There's already a stigma based off of who you are, what you look like, what people determine you're gonna be.
Absolutely.
So this is your chance to switch that up, throw a wrench to other people, and kind of
Throw that wrench in there, yeah.
step outside the box. And if you realize that don't work, you can step back in for a little bit and get yourself together. Step back out again until you find that lane for you.
Absolutely. So step in and out that box until you find your comfort zone.
Yep.
But you got to be uncomfortable in order to get to that comfort zone.
That's why you stepped out the box.
Yeah.
Because you started feeling uncomfortable already. So
Right.
you knew it was time for a change. You may have got out there, realized, I thought I liked this, it ain't work. Let me go back to what I'm used to till I
Yeah.
get my mind back right. And then once you go back to what you used to and realize, I'm really tired of this place.
Absolutely.
Now you're uncomfortable again. Now it's like, all right, this is the last time I'm stepping out this box. Whatever I do, this is going to work. This is going to change the trajectory of my life. Like this is going, and that's what I did with videography. I've never picked up a camera before, but I got tired of waiting on other people. So I was like, all right, let me step outside this box and try something different. See where it go, and it turned into be a passion that I never knew was there.
All right. You heard that. It could turn into that passion you ain't know was there.
Change your whole life, and now you at a whole place you didn't see yourself 5-10 years ago because you was willing to dare to be different.
All right. Y'all see how he did that?
I threw a little
All
razzle in
right.
there.
Yeah, there we go with that razzle dazzle.
I told you.
All right. Question number 2. Live to inspire.
Do stuff that you know if your younger self was watching or somebody who's looking up to you, like, would they take the tools and jewels that you got going right now and apply it to their life, or are they gonna look at you like you crazy? I got a son, plus I got 2 bonus kids that's up under me now.
Yeah.
So I gotta live in a manner where if y'all watching me on a daily basis, I need y'all to be like, man, I like what Nico doing. Like, and that's hard moving in to the different family, blending in families.
Absolutely.
But I noticed that I make an impact because my youngest one, he'll be like, man, they asked for video cameras for Christmas. He'll be like, oh, you going? He done been to me to a video shoot.
Yeah.
Mustered in the snow and cold. Even though by the time he got in the house, all his blood rushed back. He crying because he warming up, but he liked it. It was different, and it was something that now he be like, hey, well, I was using my camera. You think you could edit this video for me or help me? I was like, well, I won't do it for you. I'll do the first one for you. But I'm gonna teach you this because, like me, you don't want to keep waiting on somebody to do work for you if you could do it yourself. So it was like, all right, man, I'll be telling mom, I'm like, hey, man, you could be a future videographer. You something you would have never known had I not developed this passion. We didn't get together, and I got to build and grow it up under him while he watched me. So he don't got no problem with sitting up under me. He'll hear music videos, he'll hear the songs that I be playing over where he know the words to him, and he's like, oh, is you editing this?
Let me catch all of this knowledge.
But I realized he's 7. He a sponge to it, like a super sponge to it. So I'm like, man, let me see. I'm gonna keep doing this, keep him around me. Yeah. And I'm like, let me see where he at in the next 5 years. See if he still like video, and see if within that 5 years, if he want. I'm like, man, you want to try to edit? Like, you can edit something I'm doing. Yeah. If it don't work, I know how to fix it.
Yeah.
But let's just try it.
Okay. All right. So, be who you are.
Stay authentic and true self, despite whatever. So many people get to the glitz and glam or fame, or get to different spots in their life, and they switch up. Switch up on people they know, switch up on everybody they love, switch up on those who've been there for them when they won at that place. But I always get people say, and the crazy part is what I'm doing, a lot of people straight believe in it. Like, bro, when you get there, like, man, don't change up on me. I'm like, well, one,
that's important.
If you've been around, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
And some people always think, sometimes you didn't change up on people. You just change how you acted towards people who are doing certain things. Yeah. And now they feel like you done switched up on them. It's like, nah, I just started acting accordingly.
But see, that's the difference though. It's one thing to stay authentic to yourself and always be who you are. And it's another thing when you're changing because you're growing. That don't mean I'm not being authentic to who I am. I'm just growing. It's the new me, or as I like to say, the rejuvenated me. Because a lot of times when we're elevating, we have to remember who we were authentically. And that was one of the things that I struggled with in the beginning, was showing everybody who I was anyway. I was scared. I didn't know who was going to like me, or even if it mattered. But I had to go back to who I was in the inside and bring it back out on the outside and be authentic every day.
Yeah, because,
and it's the difference.
Because you start to have to, if you're not yourself, now you got to put this facade on every day. That's tiring. I don't want to be somebody.
I know, I used to do it.
Like, it's tiring trying to be somebody you not, because like I said earlier, you could tell yourself a lie, and eventually you're going to believe it because you done told yourself this lie so many times. But it's like, man, where you don't want to have that reflective moment to where you got to bring yourself back to reality, because at that point something either bad happened or somebody had to put you in your place and let you know who you are.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's needed. Sometimes you got to have that, like, I don't want people that's around me that's just going, yes man, when I get to that stage in my life. No, I don't need you telling me yes. Tell me when I've done wrong, or tell me where I'm not being myself, or something like, hey bro, put me to the side, like, hey man, messing up out here, bro. Get it together, tighten up. Them the type of people you need in your corner, because you see them people that got them yes men in their corner, and they don't have to be who they are no more, because the yes man adapted to the new person that you change it to every time, because they just want to be around.
Yeah, absolutely. But listen, I have to say, shout out to you, because from day one since we met, when I came on your show, you have always been authentic to who you are. That has never changed. You have always been very supportive. You have checked me when I needed it. I appreciate you, and I've done the same, and vice versa. So we're going to continue to that. Shout out to everything you have going on. Like I said, it's already written. It is definitely a success already. Do me a favor. Let the Tierra Speaks family know how they can find you. Check out everything you got going on.
So 2 main things, pretty much, like my Facebook. I got one for Instagram, Twitter, Nico the Great 357. So that's NICOTHA GREAT, the numbers 3, 5, and 7. You can look that up on all 3 of them. It's same for all 3 of them again, Ethnic Ishamore. If you type that in as far as the search bar on Facebook, you'll see Ethnic Ishamore TV, but it's all under the same thing. So that's ETHNICISH the letter N, and then the word more. And then you can look up Ethnic and Shamor TV by itself on Instagram and YouTube.
All right. So thank you so much for coming on the show
you for
today, chopping it up with us a little bit about community affairs in the community and just the different things that you have going on. Also, shout out to you for being a part of giving back. Shout out to your co-hosts and the HBCUs and the grads, the juniors and seniors over there, getting them ready for school and their education, because education is always important. Now, as always, y'all know I always got something I gotta tell y'all about, but guess what? Remember when I told y'all I had some new things coming? Well, Tierra Speaks is spilling the tea a little bit. As you see, we have 4 new books going on, 4 new products, and this entire set is our self-love series and our brand new Spilling the Tea line. So there's journals, notebooks, workbooks, and more. But we had a first set out already, and I need y'all to go and check them out. You know, I always tell you to grab your notebooks, your pens, and your pencils. Well, guess what? You can grab your Tierra Speaks notebooks, journals, and this particular one, because y'all know it's all about us getting ourselves back together, being authentic, as we just said. So it's about self-love, and we got a few things going on. We have our guide to self-love through affirmations, and let me tell y'all, this is book 1, and here's why. We got to learn how to reflect. Nico was talking earlier about writing down the things that you wanted to do and speaking into existence. Those are affirmations, but we got to write them down and we got to reflect on them. And sometimes when you write them down, you can't just reflect on them one day. You got to take 2 or 3 days to reflect on the same thing, because every day may give you a different perspective. And that's where book number 1 comes in. Then, of course, it starts with you. It's all about you. So you got to go on and get book number 2. And throughout it, it's a notebook for you to take all those notes and those gems that you was writing down while Nico was giving it to us. That's what that notebook is for. But throughout, it has some motivation for you while you're going out, just to help keeping you pushing forward. And just in case, you know, you get a day and where you just like, I don't want to do it, I just don't feel like it, I'm having a bad day, we got some motivation for you. Then, of course, we got to go to book number 3, Be Unique. That goes back to their authenticity. Everybody has something authentic to them. Everybody is special in your own way. So that notebook is the same as well, and it has some motivation that helps keep you forward, pushing you forward, learning your lessons, and using those to continue on and reach your potential. And last but certainly not least, we have Tierra Armin's Sentiments of Affirmations Journal. Listen, y'all, this where all the real work get in when you get to book 4. Because when you get to book 4, we don't only give you affirmations to reflect about, but guess what? You got to create your own, and we give you the different subjects to create those affirmations, and we want to know what your feelings and your emotions are behind them and what it means to you, because no matter what we talk about, what quotes we give you, what affirmations we give you, or you come up with yourself, it means something different to everybody. It means something different for everybody's personality, everybody's life, because we all are doing something different. That's why y'all know we love Dare, Live, and Be so much, because it's forever interchanging with you and your life as you grow. Now, make sure that y'all check those out on our website. And I know y'all see the gray going across the books. Your books will not have that. These are my proof copies. We just wanted to make sure that y'all got to see them. But grab your autographed copies on our website, and or grab your copy off of Amazon, because I know some of us just like to go on Amazon and click, and buy, check out, and keep going and just have it shipped to you. But either way, go ahead and check them out. And of course, y'all know we got some pens coming to you, as well as some other brand new products, so be on the lookout. Shout out to all of you, all of our Tierra Speaks family, friends, supporters, new, old, about to be new, future. Oh yeah, y'all listen, we would not be where we are today without you. We are in over 17 countries and over 60 cities. Y'all are so dope. When I just started Tierra Speaks, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I didn't know where it was going to go. Didn't even know that I wanted a podcast, a show, or anything, but God had a different plan for me, and so did you all. So shout out to you. Thank you so much. Make sure that y'all like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Anchor, Spotify, iHeart, Apple, and brand new platform, YouTube. And also subscribe to our website at www.tierraarmy.com to keep up with everything brand new that we have going on. Don't forget to holler at Nico the Great at y'all listen.
Yeah, it mess up.
Y'all know what?
It's a little tongue twister.
Y'all know what? It's a tongue twister, but it's okay. Guess what? I just made a mistake, but I'm gonna learn from my mistake. We're gonna try this again. Check out Nico the Great at Ethnic-ish and More. Yeah, I said a little slower, y'all, so I did mess up. Don't y'all be at home talking about me. But listen, make sure that y'all do me a favor. As always, make sure that you get some self-care in, because it's all about you. You cannot, let me repeat, you cannot rejuvenate or fill anybody else up if you are on empty yourself. So make sure that you get energized, get your time just to chill, kick back, and relax. And before we go, we gotta shout out our sponsors for today, Ethnic-ish and More. Shout out to TC Graphics, my favorite cameraman, and y'all's too. Shout out to T-Seed Executive Productions and Extravagant Events.
Woo!
Y'all need
Take a deep
an
breath when you
event
say
going
that.
on. Listen, all kinds of events. You name it, she does them. Check her out. And as always, don't forget to, no matter what you do, dare to be different, live to inspire, and be authentically who you are. See you next time.